Okay, so somebody somewhere said the 2 by 2's, those aren't too bad. We can come up with a formula so that you can find the multiplicative inverse. So here's the formula. It's based on if you have A, and we're going to use A, B, C, D for the elements, then A inverse is equal to, okay, it gives a scalar multiple, which is going to be 1 over AD minus BC. And then it has a matrix, and the matrix is D, negative B, negative C, A. That's the formula. So how are you going to remember that formula? Well, you can put it on your note sheet, but the thing is you've got to be able to use it. So let me explain a little bit where things are coming from. When we find what's called the determinant, you do this thing. You multiply AD and subtract BC. So that's what this is down here. It's AD minus BC. You have to remember it's subtraction, okay? So that's that part. I wonder if I can erase just the orange. Yep. Okay. Now, how do we get the other numbers? Well, you're switching these two for the matrix, and then you're taking the opposite signs, the opposite of the other two entries, okay? So that's kind of how we remember it, but, you know, it's a little tricky to remember. Now, I don't have a matrix. Well, I thought I was going to have a matrix. Let me find one. Sorry about that. I knew I had a matrix to do this with, and then it was just not here, so I had to go get it. But now we have it. Okay, so first think about the original matrix. Okay, so if you're thinking about that, A is equal to 1, B is equal to negative 2, C is equal to 2, and D is equal to negative 3. So it might help to just identify which one is which. You know, there's only 4 of them, but A, B, C, and D. Okay, so to find the inverse, I'm going to follow the formula. Yeah, it's called matrix A. So it's going to be 1 over. Now, what is A? A is 1. Sorry, I had something on my screen. Okay, so what is A right here? Well, it's 1, right? Times D, which is negative 3. And then it's minus. That's part of the formula, the minus sign. B is negative 2. And C was 2. Okay, so that's that part. And then I'm going to put D, which is negative 3, the opposite of B, the opposite of C, and then A, which was 1. Okay, so that's how the formula works. Now it's just a matter of doing the calculations. So A equals 1 over, I've got negative 3 plus 4. Oh, nice. Then we have negative 3, 2, negative 2, 1. Now, why did I say nice? I forgot to put A inverse. Okay, so A inverse is going to equal 1 over 1. Okay, so nothing's going to change. So it's just 1. Now remember, that's a scalar multiple in front. So A inverse is just equal to negative 3, 2, negative 2, 1. So when this is just 1, that's not going to change the entries or the elements. Okay, so there is the inverse, and we found it. So the formula is pretty handy. It's a little tricky to remember, but you could write it on your note page.